So this song caused me some problems. It's got some crazy chords in it, and Cory's use of the timing. What I'm finding out is that he uses things in times, in placements that most people aren't using them. His chords is not the chords that he's using; it's where he uses them. That is so interesting, and I want to let's go over a couple things and kind of show you what's going on here. I'll try to do my breakdown. I'll try to break it down for you, but I want to talk about the timing. Okay, so let's do that part. Now, what is going on here? Look at that, A flat 6/9. It's where he's using it, because most people aren't using this chord in this context. They may be ending on the chord. They be ending on a 6/9, right? And gospel people may be leading it to a G minor 9. That kind of, you heard that before, right? But Cory is so do you see the difference here? Is not necessarily the chord itself. And by the way, here are the notes. And when we put in that D, it's going to give the sharp 11, but he has to play that because the melody is up there. Alright, let me keep on going, because that's the chord. Notice that difference in context that he's doing. Let's try to find something else that he does that's kind of weird. So did you notice where he used that 2-5-1 to the E minor? See, because most people know of this, but it's used in more of a standard rhythm. It's usually 1, 2, something like that, where you're following some kind of a set rhythm. But watch how he doesn't do any kind of. See, that is very non-standard, right? So again, the placement is everything. Placement is everything, and where he chose to do that, in my opinion, was just so different and so unique. You can tell that he didn't go to a school that told him you just have to do things this way. And so, and I'm not against schools, okay, because I'm a teacher, but I think you have to have the best of both worlds. Go study theory, but don't let it box you in. You want to make sure that you are open enough to be creative and that you can break some of these rules. Let's look at some of the other things that he said. I like that phrase there. I hear that sus. You hear that sus? That he's doing something like that. Okay, so he's using a C9 sus4. He's using a C9 sus4 to a C9 sharp 11. Resolves nicely. So that's what's going on, is whereas most people would resolve it at the end, he's resolving. He's right. That sounds like it's resolving, right? And we know it's not, because we know that this is a type of a dominant chord, which is also leading to an F. But my point is that he doesn't necessarily have to resolve everything at the end, where people are saying he can resolve in the middle, right? And so so I know some people are gonna want that. So let me go over that. All right, so let's go over that. So at its face, it just looks as if he is just doing just minor inversions. So and then so that's kind of the lick. And just to make sure that I'm hitting all levels here, let me just show those of you who may not be that advanced in theory what's going on. You got a C minor chord. Throw that top note on the bottom. Walk it up step by step to about 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back down to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then come back down to 4. And then when you come back down, I want you to continue on going with the middle note. And let that one keep going like that. So it'll be... Okay, then when you do that, as soon as this hits there, hit that B, and then you want to do this. So it'll be... Okay, so that's kind of the move. But now let me get off the move real quick. Talk to you about some theory. On its face, it seems like it's just minor chords, but they're not just minor chords. Again, when we look at what he's doing, you can really view these as 13th no 5 chords. I've talked about these so much. And I've talked about them in other videos. In fact, in just the last video, so I've talked about it in Ty Tribbett's singing video. I've also talked about it in Jonathan Nelson's Expect the Great. And we said that the 13 no 5 chords are actually dominant chords because what you have is a minor chord with a C sharp at the bottom, which makes it an E flat 13 if you complete it with the E flat at the bottom. Now, why would I call this a 13 no 5 and not a minor chord? And this is where our theory helps us to understand, which is why I said knowing theory is critical. Let me scoot this up a little bit. Knowing theory is critical for application so I can know when to use this. See, I need to know when am I going to use this. Now, we had said before that he does a 2-5-1 in E to an E, right? Now, keep that in mind and watch what happens here. Do you hear the 2-5-1? What I want you to do is I want you to listen for the bass. I don't want you to listen for the... Okay, listen for that. Here we go. Alright, now, hopefully you heard it. Let me play it with them so you can hear this context. Okay, so now you heard that, right? This is great because it gives us some sense of where this was implemented. Because at one that means that you could go like this. Or you can use, and when you get to that B, that's at the 5, that's the 5, right? And then go back to the 1 there. But now that's context, but we're still not even talking about, you know, that we still haven't talked about why I'm calling these 13th no 5 chords. And the reason why is because I want to even go deeper than that. So check this out. Oh, I missed it. Let me do it again. See, right before he hits that F sharp, he hits the note. Do you hear what that note is? Right before he does that, he hits a note on the bottom. Tell me what that note is. Now he's doing it in the middle. He kind of, I think he does it right before he hits this fourth one here. I think he hits it right before. I'm thinking it's right there. Let's listen to that again. No, he's doing it the second one. Yeah. Okay, so check it out though. By hitting that C sharp there, okay, at the beginning of it gives us a clue to the type of chord it is, that it's an E flat no 13th no 5. There's another clue that gives you that. Now I know that some of you are saying, but wait, he hits it after, so it can't be that, right? But remember, Cory's sense of timing is different. He doesn't have to hit them together. I'm looking at context, but I'm looking at practical too. He's doing the lick, so he's got to move that lick. He's got to keep that lick going. But that C sharp provides me with that note, kind of gives me that context of what this chord can be. And there's another clue that tells me this, because check this out. So now he doesn't have to, because remember, he only has to hit the F sharp, the B, and the E, right? Because it's a 2-5-1 to the E minor. He doesn't have to hit the C sharp. So he's hitting the C sharp to provide context for the 13th no 5. Then he hits a note after the F sharp, which he doesn't have to hit. The note after the F sharp is supposed to be a B, and he's not hitting a B, he's hitting something else to give us more context. All right, so check that out. See, are y'all hearing that? Check it out. Y'all hear that? If you listen closely, you'll hear him go. Now, why is he hitting that E when it's not part of the chord? Check this out. Blow your mind, man. Check this out. So, check this out. Hits this chord. And then, remember what I said? Go down a half step? Well, guess what happens when he goes down a half step? He hits that E, completing the 13th no 5 G flat chord. Maintaining the 13th no 5 throughout the progression. Unbelievable. Unbelievable if you got that. Check it out. See. Okay, so because the sense of timing is different. Some of you guys that are really particular, like some of you might say that he didn't move the top one down, and don't let theory box you in. Let theory free you. Let it free you. Because then and only then do we really understand the beauty of what's going on, and then can we really apply it? Because you can't tell me that it's an accident that he's hitting a C sharp on a minor chord. Remember, minor tritone gives you the 13th no 5, and then he just happens to hit this E natural at the time that he should be hitting this inverted minor, which is another 13th no 5. You're gonna tell me, no, that's a mistake. He should be here, right? No. So this is how I, you know, I gotta think in terms of what was the intended move, but how he may variate that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm working with the variances of timing and flow and rhythm. So that's how I'm seeing it. Let's move on. Okay, look at that. Look at that. What was that? Did y'all hear that chord? So someone's gonna say, "Oh, there it is. He used a diminished there." Are you sure? How do we know that Cory has not mastered? Okay, now check this out. How do you know that he has not mastered the 13th note 5 concept to such an extent that he just makes it to where it doesn't even sound like it anymore, but yet that's the intended voicing? Because check this out. He goes, that's the voicing, but this C is not really in the chord. This C is the lick of the chord leading to the B, and guess what happens on that B? 13th note 5. Check it out. 13th note 5. And again, it's an implied B in the bass. Implied B. But he's playing it rootless without that B in the bottom. And when you can take one concept and just master it and stop trying to do 50 things and just take one thing and have so many different ways to play it, then you sound really good. And which is why I tell my members, you know, let's go deep with one thing. You don't have to learn everything. You can actually be a master at one thing and sound really good. Now don't go back and tell Cory I said he's a master at one thing, okay? I'm saying in this particular song, I'm seeing that chord coming more and more, and I'm seeing him use it in different ways and utilize it in different placements. Do I want to go over that? You know, this chord here, that chord right there, I actually couldn't figure that out for a little while. My members, I went on Facebook and when our membership group, and those guys in there, and they haven't been members for long, only a couple months, some of them, and these guys, their ear has improved. Let me tell you guys something. Don't run from the struggle. Don't just buy my MIDI files. Yes, I'm telling you not to buy MIDI files all the time. Go try to develop your own ear, because when you transcribe something, when you try to figure something out yourself, that's when you're really going to get better, right? It's the process that makes us better. It's the struggle. It's the process that helps us. And so don't always take the shortcut. I know it can be long. I know it can be a little bit tedious sometimes. But do that. Find you a community. Find you people who are on the same path as you, and y'all work on it together, and that's going to help a little bit. So I just want to thank you guys for just joining, watching in with me as I try to break down these people, try to figure out what's in their head, try to, you know, just have fun with it, you know. It's there. Look, there's no. I'm a teacher, but I'm a learner. I see myself as a learner, so I don't ever think that my way is the only right way. So you know, if you want to come on and jump in the comments and talk to me about it, then I'd appreciate it. Thanks again, and